Well, I figured.
Hello, welcome everyone. Armin's going to be joining in just a minute, and I am going to get started. He'll join in a couple minutes. All right, so I can't wait to talk about this. Today, we are going to give you guys an update on the negotiations. I'm going to clear a lot of stuff up for you guys, so that your anxieties are lessened, or you have more clarity on the situation, because there's more information that's come out, which I think is pretty important. And I'm just going to make sure that my channel has everything good. All right, awesome. Guys, if it doesn't, and if it doesn't hurt you, please open both streams if you can. And yes, YouTube, I have my hands up here, and no, nothing weird. Nothing weird is going to happen. All right, to get started off here, I am going to talk to you guys about the main bit of news today. And guess what it is? So our own 2CTV has reported that the negotiations have pretty much collapsed. I mean, here's what's going to happen, okay? The whole idea was that the United States and the Islamic Republic talk it out on 5 or 6 points. And then after they agree to these points, then they can move on towards the real negotiations. They cannot even agree on the 6 prerequisite requirements to get to the final negotiations. In fact, they cannot agree on anything because the position from the United States is nuclear uranium, the enriched uranium, get it out. And the Islamic Republic just had multiple statements come out. The biggest one from Mujtaba Khamenei, who's the supreme leader, and he has said that the nuclear issue is not on the table.
Oh my God, I fixed it. Okay,
Fixed
hey,
it. Can you hear me? Nice.
yes, I can hear you. Oh my God,
Look
guys,
who it
I was
is.
having technical difficulties. Hi, guys. Hello. Okay. Wait, can you repeat that now? Now that
Yeah.
I'm here.
So today we have found out, as of the last hour or two, that there is a key indicator for why the talks are failing. These talks are the prerequisites to even get to the final negotiations, and even the prerequisite talks are failing. So 2CTV reported this, that the Iran deal is now collapsing after the Pakistani army chief canceled trip to Tehran. Yesterday, we found out that the chief of the Pakistani army was actually scheduled to visit Tehran today. And today, when the time came, he canceled his trip. No explanation, no statement. Now that is open to interpretation for many as to why that may have happened, but the clearest sign is that he probably didn't find any agreement to be reached or about to be reached, and he was not willing to risk his life to go to Tehran in case there are strikes. What do you think?
Wait, what? I mean, has this been verified anywhere else? This is crazy. It's true. Have you seen this being verified anywhere else?
Yeah, I've seen it all over Twitter, but this 2C was the best source that I could find, and this just happened. So,
Wait, we do need to get some. What? Okay, let me read this again. Hold on. The Iran deal is now collapsing after the Pakistan army chief canceled trip to Tehran. The IRGCs are furious with Pakistan for failing to convince the Americans. I don't believe that. I do not believe the IRGC would be furious with Pakistan for failing to convince the Americans on nuclear on Hormuz. That doesn't make any sense. That is not at all something that the IRGC knows that this would be an impossible task. Why would they be furious with the Pakistanis? Like, what do you think Pakistanis have leverage over Americans? That would be, I don't believe that news for a second.
yeah, I also don't believe that the regime would be mad at Pakistan, but I do believe that, and I do believe that part, the furious part, is maybe a little bit sensationalized, but I do believe the first statement, and I'm going to try and find a very official source on that.
Yeah, guys, there is no way that the IRGC is going to be like, "Oh, Pakistan, how did you not change the mind of United States?" Like, what the hell? Where do you think we would be able to do that? Like, makes
So
no sense.
Iran International also reported it. Let's see what their source is.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. Yeah. So let's see Iran International. What are they saying exactly?
So their source was Al Arabiya, which is not the best source. Al Jazeera also reported this.
Yeah, this is more believable if if the IRGC canceled it themselves.
Yeah, so this is as of 1 hour ago.
Wait, can you share the Iran International one?
Yeah.
Pakistan's army chief will not travel to Tehran on Thursday night, Al Arabiya reported. It's good that Al Arabiya, it's good that Iran International gives us the source, like instead of just saying that this is fact, right? Al Arabiya had earlier reported that Pakistan's army chief may visit Tehran to announce the final version of a possible agreement between Iran and the United States. Okay, so that's what has been confirmed.
Yeah. I just think, like, I just don't think the Pakistanis, or at least him, the chief of the military, saw a deal to be made, and so he just didn't go there. And the funniest part is that this isn't even like the final deal. Guys, like, these talks are just so that they can start the real negotiations. They have to meet these conditions to actually start negotiating, and they can't even do that.
Yeah. No, that's great. That's good. That means that we are going to go for boom booms pretty soon, potentially, right?
Yeah, so a lot of people, so like UAE pundits, Israeli pundits, other people in the open source intelligence committee or scenes have all been saying that they believe today is the day. I'm not sure if today is the day, but we will see.
Are we streaming on your channel?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. And people were happy that your channel is so. Look at this. We got super chat saying, Jed from Jedi saying, "I'm so happy Ali is back on YouTube." Yes, fantastic. We're just ready for military operations now.
Yeah, thank you.
And yeah, people were so happy. And then Vashti was as well saying, "Cheers to Ali's love." Okay, love with
Live,
you.
yeah.
Live or love? Okay, and thank you guys. Thank you. You guys are sweet. And the super chat counter is not working, so we're just going to count it ourselves. So that's 2.
2.
And yeah,
okay.
2. All right.
And so that is the news out of Tehran. There is one other thing that happened today, and I'm going to put that at number 2 for today. So in the town of Shahord, near Isfahan, which is near Isfahan is where the nuclear facility is, where the United States wants to go in and actually take out the uranium. Near it is a town called Shahord, which literally means Kurd city. And today, we've seen 2 important pieces of news come out of it, which are neither insignificant or significant. And I will be sharing that with you guys. So students today came out in Shahord after being told that their exams, which were originally scheduled to be online, are now going to be held in person. and they poured out into the streets en masse. Now, that was during the daytime, and these protests actually continued until the nighttime, where some escalation was seen. Armin, could you tell everyone what that means?
Wait, say that again. حمله به کشت. What did he say?
Koshed.
Did he?
I think he said killed, like koshed, like they killed. Attack on the youth.
So the students are protesting, and then they kill somebody. Why is this not?
That's what he said. Well, this just happened. Like, oh wait, no, sorry. That's incorrect. May 11, 2021. That's incorrect. But this was today. This was posted today at 12:08. So this was about 2 hours ago.
Are you sure?
And yeah.
Okay.
So let's see what comes out of that. So we saw a student protest. Hopefully nothing serious comes out of that, but that could be a trigger. That could be a trigger. Moving on south into the Persian Gulf, we had a CENTCOM post, which I want to share with you guys. And here we can actually see a picture of a B-1 bomber. Why are these important? These are going to be the planes that essentially secure the Strait of Hormuz and the Persian Gulf. That is pretty much their only job for this operation. And that they posted this today is what I like to think a sign of things to come, because they posted it on the Farsi speaking CENTCOM X account. Now, Armin, I for one am a little frustrated, and I want things to happen because the people are suffering. So as long as this keeps going on the way it's going, and the IRGC are able to stall out talks and distract the United States with another week and another week, the more the people suffer. And that frustrates me to no end. And yeah, I don't know about you.
Yeah, we just got, as I mentioned earlier today, and there were 2 more executions that just happened. But we're also getting a lot of reports from people suffering from the level of, poverty and lack of access to medicine and so many other of the basic needs. And also the internet, the lack of access to internet is really, really harming the way of life for a lot of Iranian people. In so many different ways. One thing that we constantly hear is that Iranian people want us to repeat the whole internet issue inside Iran. Like every time I hear from Iranians inside Iran, they keep telling us to keep bringing this up, that we desperately need internet back inside Iran. Like, guys, like, please understand that if inside Iran, the people relied on the internet in the same as wherever you are, right? Like, some people think like Iran is like Afghanistan, and okay, yeah, it's tough not having the internet, but I guess they can survive it. Just Iran was already very dependent on internet. If you just basically imagine wherever you are right now, imagine losing the internet for months, whatever it means where you are. That's exactly what the Iranian people are experiencing. It's not less of a hardship. It's actually because a lot of people think that, well, Iran was already a backward country, so I guess they can tolerate it. No, it's basically the same as you not having internet where you are.
Yeah, it pains me. I'm getting increasingly more stressed out on that front. That's why I'm frustrated.
Yeah, Cyrus is saying people have literally gone bankrupt, Armin. Yes, because of the internet for sure. Yeah. And Sherry saying boom boom time. Yeah, already. Like, come on already. Like, seriously.
Speaking of
Yeah, go
boom
on.
booms, as of 2 minutes ago, we have something, but I'm going to give you guys an update on the Shahord protest that happened today. So the students have gathered and protested in front of the governor's office because their exams were being held in person. So I guess the governor was in charge of declaring that the tests were going to be held in person and not online. And during the night, reports have been published indicating that clashes occurred during these protests, which was the second video we showed when it was nighttime. They say that government agents attacked the protesting students using shockers. However, we don't know if it was just shockers or if it was shockers in the beginning and then weapons later. And that's all we know as of right now.
Yeah, by the way, guys, ask. We will keep responding if you have any questions regarding what's going on and the situation that we're in, and whether when it comes to military operations going forward. Just let us know in the chat, and me and Ellie will do the best that we can to answer it. But yeah, Ali, what updates do you have? I don't know if you saw this, but White House came out and denied the idea that so earlier today we reported that Mujtaba Khamenei came out and said that there is no way that the enriched uranium is going to leave Iran. And President Trump also mentioned that absolutely the enriched uranium is going to leave Iran. So that to us suggested that obviously there's no way to bridge this gap. So military operations are going to happen very soon based on just putting these two data points next to each other. But however, then the White House came out and said that the Reuters report saying Mujtaba Khamenei that the enriched uranium is not going to leave Iran is fake. It's fake news. What I don't understand is how could you verify? Like, I understand if something Mujtaba Khamenei said something, there's a way to verify that. There's evidence for that. But how could you verify Mujtaba Khamenei not saying something? I don't understand that part.
Yeah, you're not the only one who thinks that. There is someone who gave a speech at one of the rallies, like one of the pro-regime rallies in Iran, who is saying similar things to you. So we'll bring that up in a bit. But I just want to report real quick that as of now, 8 minutes ago, Shin has reported. Let me bring this up. Shin has reported that there is a blast in Kesh Island. So that is the Strait of Hormuz. And the text itself says, Sede Infajara Kesh Island, which means explosion from Kesh Island right now.
Guys, Qeshm is the biggest island in the Persian Gulf, so keep that in mind. Blast
so there's that video of what you were talking about, but the guy is basically saying, yeah, he's pretty much talking about Mujtaba. I thought you might want to listen to it, but it is like it's all in Farsi, so you might have to translate it if you want.
How long is it?
It's 2 minutes or 3 minutes actually.
Well, maybe I should listen to it later and see, but because 2 minutes, I think
I listened to the first 30 seconds, and that was where the important stuff was. So if we can listen to that for now, and then maybe later on.
Yeah, but okay, let's. We got a question in the chat.
Yeah,
Deborah is saying, Deborah is saying, do you think that the Iranians are being weaponized, and in training we have to have the people armed before an uprising? First of all, Deborah, I completely agree with you that we have to have the Iranian people armed. I've seen some optimistic takes saying that the Iranian people are being armed. The problem with that, is that if it was being done on a mass scale, meaning that if it was being done on a meaningful scale to a level that we need, we would have been able to get evidence that it's happening. Like something like that is really difficult to keep to hide. So I would say that, so we obviously we have some Iranian people who have been armed even before any of this, because we know Mossad has already armed the Iranian people to a certain degree for small special operations that have been very, very effective. So there are certain Iranian people who have already been armed even before any of this started. But only for special operations, small special operations, not on a scale that could make a difference to have an Iranian army that fights against the Islamic regime. And if anything to that, even remotely to that scale was happening, this is such a big operation that you would have noticed some signs of it. Do you agree with that, Ali?
Yeah, because the people want that more than anything else. They, at any sign, it would spread like wildfire.
Yeah, I mean that is a type of operation too big to keep under cover. So I don't think that there's right now there is a serious operation. Right now, there might be a preparations for an operation to arm the Iranian people, but like we would have heard from Iranian people that, oh, we're seeing gun, like that level of volume of guns, like people would see it. Somebody's going to tell somebody, right?
Yep.
And we're seeing nothing. We're seeing nothing that indicates anything resembling that.
Yeah, which is why I think that the arming has been done in small amounts, like very deliberate people who can keep their mouth shut. Because if it was just distributed, then someone would definitely blab their mouth.
Yeah, but those are at levels that would not start an army. Those are just for special operations type of stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I wish we had more info. I wish the internet was still on.
I'm in touch with some Iranians, but yeah. Oh, we got a super chat saying boom booms, explosions, attacks are not an if, they're a when. The sooner the better. I mean, I agree with that. Yeah, for sure. And thank you for the super chats. Again, the counter, guys, is not working for some reason, but I can see that we are at 4. That was super chat number 4. So thank you for that. Oh, where did I unhighlight it? Okay.
Oh.
What is the next thing?
Before we go out of Iran, momentarily, I actually want to show you guys this then. I just found this. Let's go show on stage, switch to this. All right, so looks like people who take satellite imagery of Prince Sultan Air Base, which I'll just show you guys. Okay, I hate that. Which I'll show you guys here. The date is stated in the picture. That's today. And they're saying that there are multiple refuelers lining up to take off, multiple sentries, and 20 plus jets. So Pete Hegseth's statement, which was locked and loaded, is definitely true. They are very much ready. And remember, guys, Admiral Cooper and the Joint Chiefs Staff head, is it Daniel Kane? Or we call him Raisin Kane. Are in their headquarters in Florida. Everyone is ready. it seems like no one actually knows the exact timing, and they are waiting for the last green light to come from President Donald Trump. So we have seen every indication. Everything is pretty much ready. CENTCOM's posting the B-1s are having training flights. The jets are ready in Prince Sultan. Yeah. Markets tomorrow.
Wait, what? Doesn't the jump in Brent prices, doesn't that suggest that maybe we're not going into military operation? Because Brent is now at $88. Doesn't that mean that the markets think that we're not going to be doing military operations?
Or does it let Trump have some leeway to raise the price of oil again with the conflict?
I mean, true, but it's not like the market is waiting for President is trying to. It does give him leeway, but it's not like the market cares, acts in accordance to what President Trump needs.
True. You know, the more and more analysis is done, the more and more you're like, oh man, well now it could be this or that. It's funny.
We got some questions and super chats. First of all, Saber is saying, "Damitun gam, keep going, guys." Javid Shah, thank you, Saber. Dam khodet gam. And thank you for the super chat. Creamy, do you want to read that question?
Do you think a hypothetical Iranian revolution would want to attach itself to the US and Israel, considering good/evil and world opinion? Yeah. Yes. It already has.
It already has, yeah. It already has. I mean, the Iranian people are very pro-American and very pro-Israeli. They don't mind being attached to that, as long as it doesn't mean that the Israelis have picked our leader. Anything else is absolutely for sure, right? As long as the Iranian people's ability to choose their own leaders is respected, one, and as also as long as Iran's border integrity is respected, the Iranian people have no issue being. Not only they have no issue, they would be honored. They would love to demonstrate unity with America and Israel. With Israel, they feel it's part of our DNA to be allied with Israel. It's ancient. We have his deep historic bonds with Israel. We share the same enemies. We can't, with the United States, we share so many similar values. Many Iranians are inspired by the values that America upholds, and they want many of them for their own country, most of them for their own country. Like, Iranians are actually love the idea of our new nation having deep bonds with Israel and United States. They actually enjoy thinking about it. They enjoy that idea a lot. They want that. And they think not only they want that, they think that that's the only way it should be. They think it's the most natural, like they think naturally we are natural allies.
And if you're someone who isn't really too fond of the US and Israel, I'm going to ask you the question that people generally ask when they get that sort of feeling, like anti-US, anti-Israel people. If you were being assaulted, like if someone's looking for a fight with you and they just started hitting you and you're defenseless, would you care who came to stop the fight? Or would you just want to stop the fight?
Also, with regards to world opinions, I mean, many Iranian people would think that why should we care about their opinion? They didn't care about our opinion, the rest of the world. Like when the Iranian people were being slaughtered while they were shouting Prince Reza Pahlavi's name, the question that the world had about this event was, why is Prince Reza Pahlavi working with Israel? Why is he working with Israel? Why is he supporting a military operation against the Islamic Republic, right? So the questions were not how the Iranian people are doing, but as a comment regarding the questions were not regarding the executions inside Iran. The questions were not about the economic situation in Iran. The questions were not about the lack of internet access in Iran. So the world didn't give a shit, other than United States and Israel. Most of the world did not give a shit about the Iranian people. I mean, many people did, but the governments of these countries didn't give a shit about the Iranian people while they were being slaughtered and suppressed. And in the most many Iranian people's attitude is like, fuck them. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look
Cyrus.
at we remember.
Cyrus says we remember our allies. Not only do we remember our allies, he corrected himself. We remember our allies, and we also remember the people who said nothing, did nothing, or even worked against us, which are too many, to be frank with you.
I mean, look at Israel. Israel is a very strong and prosperous country. With all the hate that it gets, it continues to keep outgrowing all of its enemies in economic power, military power, cultural power, everything. So it didn't stop Israel. So if unity, like the benefits of having Israel as an ally, far outweighs the cost associated with the world hating us because we're an ally of Israel, and we're willing to pay that price 1,000 times over, because and again, remember, being ally of Israel is part of our DNA. Like, this is naturally how the Iranian nation is. So we're just going back to our roots. And if anybody doesn't like that, they could go fuck themselves. We don't give a shit.
Not only did Cyrus the Great free the Jews, and that was part of our history, but we actually helped a lot of them during World War II as well. So it's not just ancient history, it's recent history as well.
Yeah. In fact, it's a benefit that they hate us. It's a benefit, it's not a cost, because Israel is actually a very effective way of figuring out who are on the wrong side of history, right? We want to be hated by the right people, like people with garbage ideologies, like communism, woke leftism, woke right-leaning views, and Islamic ideas. If they don't identify you as their enemy, then you're doing something wrong. Like, you want to be considered as the enemy by these people, or else you're not on the right path. So one reason why we wave around the flag of Israel is to make it clear to our enemies that we are their enemies. Like, we want to make that clear, and we do that with the Israeli flag. We want to be hated by them. Okay, we want to filter those people out. For us, the Israeli flag is the same as, I don't know, the crosses to a vampire, right? So for us, it serves that purpose. And that's why we are so happy to see that finally the lion and sun flag is being hated as well. And that might seem like a weird thing to be happy about, right? Ali, what do you think about this? I'm actually happy these days to see the lion and sun flag being hated, right?
I'm happy to see the Israeli flag and the lion sun flag and the American flag, because when they hate you like that and everyone shows their cards, you know that your bond with, for example, Israel is going to be much stronger, because now it's your mutual interest to be allies, because no one else wants to be.
Somebody in the chat saying
Oh, he's
triple
talking to me, I
counters.
think.
Oh, you're okay. I don't. Okay.
I'm so sorry. I'm going to close my button. He said, "Why is your button open?" There we go.
Yes. So, I was like, "What is it?" Okay. But Ali, the reason why I'm happy that the lion and sun flag is being hated is that we're being recognized. Like we're basically being put in the same position, the hated position of the Israeli flag, and we're being hated by the right people, right? Like, because this is a weird thing to say, but sometimes I get jealous of the Israeli flag. Why does it get so much hate from the shittiest people on earth? Okay, I want our flag to be in that position as well, because that's a demonstration of effect. Okay, that's a demonstration of being effective in fighting evil, right? So the Israelis should be proud of the fact that their flag is hated so much, because it's hated by the right people. And I want the lion and sun flag to also be this hated, because if it's hated, it means that it's hurting them. It means that they fear it. And I want to have a flag that people fear because it's the enemy. Our flag should be a threat to the enemies of liberty globally, in the same way that the Israeli and the American flags are. Right? If the communists and the Islamists and all of the other garbage people with the garbage ideas in the world hate your flag, is because they fear your flag. And if they fear your flag, that means that your country is on the right side of history. So we, by waving the Israeli flag and the lion and sun flag next to each other so much, we're getting the hate that I was hoping for. And now when I see these so-called anti-imperialist, anti-Israeli people want to insult anybody who's holding the lion and sun flag, I'm like, finally, we're getting somewhere. Finally, the lion and sun flag is being recognized, and as the force that it should be.
I think you want it hated to an extent, and I agree. I mean, you're already getting your wish, because if you look at a lot of the times where the lion and sun flag is being raised in places like Europe, where we saw that the girl with one eye who got shot by the IRGC in the eye, you have people who don't even know exactly what that flag means. They don't know the reality of what's happening in Iran, but they see that flag and they recognize it and they hate it and they try to take it down. So we're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting it. That's exactly the video that I was thinking of, that made me like if these leftists are seeing this woman holding a lion and sun flag and wanting to attack her, that means our flag is getting not just the respect that it deserves, but also the fear that we were hoping for. And this is just the beginning. I want one day to get to a place where, once Iran is liberated, that's just the first step. Liberating Iran is not enough. I want, after we liberate Iran, I want to get to a place where terrorists and communists all around the Middle East and North Africa, when they see the lion and sun flag, they see an enemy that is coming for them and hunting them and destroying them wherever they are. I want them to feel as if they're being oppressed from their perspective by anything with the lion and sun flag on it. I want us to become what so many people claimed what Sawak one day was and wasn't. In some aspect, I want us to become that. Yeah, exactly. Omid can read my mind. Make Sawak great again.
And what Armin wants is going to become a reality, even if people want it or not. If not for the ideological reason, but simply for the reason that countries, so Israel faces existential threats from Hezbollah and Hamas. A new Iran cannot be allowed to be put in that situation where you have those groups fester and build remnants of the IRGC or these militias who stay alive and build in the future. That can never happen. We have to nip it in the bud, cut off the head, and that is it. So our flag will become a symbol of strength in the Middle East for these terrorists. I hope they fear it.
Guys, let's make it happen. Think about this. Think about a free Iran. We would be like the contributions to world peace and the removal of the threats to global peace and stability and liberty is just it's just so much. There's so much for the world. A free Iran has so much to offer to the world. So let's just get there. What do you have next?
I'd like to show you guys the result of the blockade now put into a graph. I like graphs.
Oh, you're such a nerd.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So in April, which is when the blockade took effect, you can see big column and small column. And you can see before blockade is the big column, and after the blockade is the little column. That's pretty significant. And also, this is in April. So in May, that's even less. Actually, yeah, like slightly less than that. These are barrels per day. Before the blockade, this is just over 2 million. After the blockade in April, reached about 250,000 barrels a day. So we finally put that. And this is an article by Behnam Ben Teleblu, who I highly recommend you guys listen to, and Said Ghassainajad. So two experts in this field. You can see actually another graph, but these are just the exports from April 2nd to April 14th, day by day. So this is kind of hard because it's only like a 2-week period, but still better than, yeah, it's pretty good.
Roman Viking, go back to the first graph that you had. Oh, this one, yeah. Roman Viking has a very, very technical question. I don't know if you could answer this, okay? Is big column the father of the small column? Oh my god.
I don't get it. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh my god. Yeah. It's not that deep. Just don't think too hard. Okay.
Oh,
okay.
Okay. I see. I see. Anyway. Yeah.
Okay.
But here,
Wait.
early
Yeah.
data from May have an average exports of just 100,000 barrels per day.
How much would that? How much is that? That's in revenue.
So, okay, so they're saying no crude oil. Okay, so this paragraph, no crude oil at all. So this is all naphtha, which is another type of oil. 111,000 barrels per day sold. Well, you got to see the price of oil.
What about
Price.
wait, Ali, actually,
What?
what about the oil that they're selling from the floating oil that they already have in them on the sea, the floating oil that they have on the sea? There's a lot of that. So they're making money from that. Right?
Yeah. See if the article mentions anything about that.
Amir, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, Amir. Always so generous.
Oh, look, they even gave us the number. Iran may have earned anywhere between 2.9 billion and 3.2 billion in April.
Did they take into account the oil that they're selling, that the revenue that they're getting from the already oil and the up on the seas, the floating on the seas? Did they take that into account?
They're saying that all the oil, most of the oil, so 80% of it in April went to China.
Yeah.
So
But
I'm
are they
assuming
just
that is
only
what they're
counting
talking
the
about.
export? Are they just counting the export?
I think they mean export and sold. Well, they're giving us the number of dollars that the regime would have gotten anyway. So if it's exported, they're counting it as sold. I'm trying to find if this is.
How could we get that to zero? Yes. Sarayu is saying, I thought that was almost gone. How could we, like, where are they selling this from? Is this land routes to Pakistan, then to China?
111,000 barrels per day in May. So today's May 21st, and they're saying that in the first 18 days of the month of May, so up to 3 days ago, they have been exporting 111,000 barrels a day. That, I don't know if you can do that by truck. So how is it happening? Do they have pipelines that go into Pakistan? Huh. Oh, let's see here. Some ships might be able to slip through, like smaller vessels or different routes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no, nothing about the May. Nothing about the way that oil's been exported in May. It's all April data.
Yeah, so that's a big. There's two things that is missing here. One, the oil that is floating in the sea, but also the oil that they're selling to their own population inside Iran. There's revenue from that as well. Because remember, that's like 90 million people that need fuel for everything, and no matter how much you put blockade and sanctions on Iran, you're not going to be able to stop them from selling their oil, process it, and sell that to the 90 million. So there's a lot of revenue from that, right?
You know what we were talking about the other day? We were talking about how the ships have to arrive. And since the blockade started a little over a month, was it April 13th, 14th? That was like the date-ish, right?
Yeah.
So it's been like a month. And so the ships have had a month to get to the countries that they need to go.
Yeah.
So even if they have sold their oil up till now, then from now on, with the exports being less and those ships having already sold their stuff, I think now we're finally reaching the point where they're really suffering economically.
I think you're assuming that the only reason why the oil on the sea hasn't been consumed is because it takes them to reach their destination. But a lot of them just sit there waiting for customers. Like there's too much oil. Like there's so much oil just floating in the seas that are not yet consumed. And the reason why they're not consumed is not because they're just storage, right? It's not that they once they arrive they will they just get bought right away. It's just storage that the regime has outside of Iran on the open sea, waiting for customers.
Do you mean ships that are in the Persian Gulf or outside of it?
No, outside ships that are like left the Persian Gulf like a long before this any of this started, that are just sitting there
I wish we
and
could get data
waiting
on
for.
that.
I think we do have data on that. I don't have it right now, but there's a lot of that. Like there's like hundreds of, hundreds of thousands of, hundreds of millions of barrels just sitting there.
Yeah, I'd heard about that, but I'm kind of wondering why they're not being sold when there's such, like, some countries are truly suffering oil
But they're reserved. They're
shortages.
considered I mean, they're just reserves, you know. They're just. I mean, here's the thing: you can't, because they're not being sold, because once we have the blockade on the Strait of Hormuz, that the oil prices go up, and because even though they're out there, the market adjusts for the understanding that it's not going to be oil added to all of this for a while, so they will become higher in demand, so the prices go up. And the prices go up, that means that they're not going to be as readily available for the customers, because now they're expensive. So you can't just be like, let's buy everything, right?
I see.
How do you respond to this? Cyrus is saying, that's shitty. The blockade is just pressure on the people, guys. They always have enough for their own. So Cyrus thinks that all of this blockade stuff is not hurting the regime, it's only hurting the Iranian people, is not a significant cost to the regime. And Cyrus also thinks that like the Americans have abandoned the Iranian people. And what do you think? How do you respond to this?
Well, if they abandon the Iranian people, then they would just get up and leave. But the blockade, you're right, it's putting pressure on the people, but not just them. If the regime is starved of like over $500 million a day, how many more terrorist militias do you think they can fund? How many more IRGC members do you think they can give money to? After a certain point, I mean, it's going to get less and less. All of their other operations around the country are going to have to stop. And yeah, not enough yet to collapse. I mean, by itself, we made the calculation the other day. They only need like $1.5 billion to have enough forces to keep the Iranian people under control. So they can do it. Even if you take away most of their money earning ability, they can do it. But that's why we do all of this all at once.
So, by the way, Cyrus and also Fine Stars, let us know about your views about what's happening, because we want to respond to it. Because I know both of you think that this is a very shitty situation, and this is not in the benefit of the Iranian people, that the regime has enough to continue. It's only the economic blockade is only hurting the Iranian people. So if you want to I do want to talk about this, because I know many Iranians have the same perspective, and I do think we should respond to it. Ali, what do you think? I think we shouldn't just hide it under the rug.
About what Cyrus was saying?
Yeah, because they think what they're saying is that the regime has enough to be able to suppress the Iranian people, because it doesn't, Ali, if you want to see it from their perspective, it doesn't really take that much to suppress the Iranian people. It doesn't take that much money, right? So they're saying, what is the point of all of this blockade and economic pressure, where at the end of the day, the regime will be able to survive it, but the Iranian people won't?
Well, Cyrus, what else do you propose? Because if it continues like this, you know what's going to happen? The wealth gap between the regime and the people is just going to widen more and more and more as time goes on, the years go on. The people will get poorer, and the regime will retain its ability to make money. So that's the alternative, in my opinion.
Well, the alternative is to just go fuck them up, blow them to pieces.
Yeah,
That's the
everything
alternative.
all at once. Everything all at once. We're not going to hold this blockade for years and just let the Iranian people starve.
But
you can't create a humanitarian crisis for 90 million people like that.
Yeah, that's it. Amir was it. Okay, let's actually respond to them. This is an interesting conversation. What do you think, Ali? Do you think we should, because I'm seeing a lot of points here. Do you want to have this conversation with the chat? I think it's worthy of going through it. Right?
Yeah, let's do it. When you asked me that question, I got caught off guard because quick little update, 5 seconds. The House has canceled the War Powers Resolution vote. So it passed the Senate, failed in the House.
Oh, but they're going to try again, right?
I mean, they've tried 7 times so far. I don't think they'll stop.
Okay.
So yeah, let's have this conversation.
Okay. So first of all, let me respond. Thank you so much, Dapper the uncle, saying, "Curse be upon the Safavids." 3. This is the 3rd time. Okay, so we're counting. And yes, I agree with this curse. And I appreciate you cursing them. They deserve it. And then we have Fine Star saying, "I think the ceasefire was a huge mistake, and they should have gone on what they had the upper hand. I don't believe it's only harming the people, but it's not hurting the regime enough to justify." How do you respond to that? That's it. I think this is a very, Ali, I think this is a very important conversation to have, because so many Iranians are told to just shush, like don't cause doubt about this. We should just keep supporting what's happening. But a lot of Iranian people are frustrated, and I feel like there's nobody responding to these complaints. So maybe we should do that here. So how would you respond to that?
Yeah, let's talk about it. Okay, to say if it was a huge mistake, I would say I wouldn't call it a huge mistake. I would just call it a mistake. Do I understand why it was made?
So you agree it was a mistake then?
I don't think we should have ceasefire. Is my opinion. I wish we had kept going, and I understand why the ceasefire happened. I can see the benefits to it. I can see all the benefits to it, and so I understand. And I understand that this is the way that we're moving forward. We can't go back in time, and so I'm on board. But I do wish internally that we had kept going. I don't know how things would have ended up if we kept going. I don't know if the ceasefire should have lasted this long, but I understand where we are.
Okay, a lot of people in the chat are agreeing with you, right?
Like I don't know if I would go as far as to say, like Sarah, I don't know if I would say the ceasefire was not in the best interest of the people. Because if the ceasefire does end up causing us to go back to the strikes with much more intensity and actually get all of the regime, get them to a point where they're weakened, the people can come out and finish the job, then you could technically say the ceasefire was in the benefit of the people. But if it doesn't result in that, I'm going to be so frustrated. Let's just say that. And I understand Tectones. Like, trust me, I've been keeping an eye on this. This is all I do, like 24 hours of the day, unless I'm sleeping. I understand.
Wait, let me do the super chats before we go back to the conversation. Guys, thank you so much for the super chats. Again, sorry that the super chat counter is broken. I'm going to try to count them myself later. But Lior is saying, aren't we giving the Islamic Republic too much time to rearm? I think so, yes.
The
we
missile
just got
factories,
reports. Yeah.
Well, the reports about the drones being rebuilt.
Yeah, we got new reports that suggest that they rapidly managed to like during the ceasefire, they got a lot of drone and missile capability back because of the ceasefire. So that is true.
Yeah, I wish that ceasefire didn't last as long. Like I think last week at most, like the latest last week, I think we should have done something. I am looking forward to understanding in the future why did it take this long?
Well, I mean, because I mean, how about this? How about this, Ali? Because from the American perspective, people think like maybe somebody will say like, guys, you do understand that military firepower is not just this magic, stream of force that just comes from the heavens, and you just turn it on when you want, and then it will just keep going for as long as you want it. Like these are very expensive resources that takes a lot of time to arrange, and there's not an unlimited amount of it just like available to just rain down from the heavens whenever you wanted to, right? You'd like sometimes we treat it like it's a video game, and in reality it's a lot more complicated than that. And it's not like you could just wish it and it will just appear. And that's why people say like, yeah, just because you see the Americans and Israelis do so many incredible things, we then imagine them having unlimited godlike powers to just go boom boom at a moment's notice anytime they want, as long as they want. And it just doesn't work like that. What do you
If you
think?
guys follow the money, Armin's absolutely right. Trump gave an order to the defense companies in the United States to bump up their production of a lot of the munitions that the United States used during this war, and those take years to replenish fully. So this is like not a short-term thing, because the U.S. isn't in World War II where they can just pump out everything they possibly need. I mean, the Germans, the whole like complaint of the Nazis were that, yeah, we destroyed like 20 bombers of the United States Air Force, and then the next day they came in with like another 20, just brand new, replaced them straight away. That was during wartime, and we can't do that right now. But I assume that they would have just brought in their stockpiles and they would have refilled them up. I wish we had Jeffrey here for that, but I think my frustrations, which I actually started feeling last night, was that I was like, okay, it's been like a dozen times where we've tried to get them to agree on this like one thing or maybe several different points, and the Islamic Republic hasn't agreed on any of them. And then we hear like requests of at the request of Pakistan, at the request of Saudi, this and that, and to the average person, like beyond frustrated. Like you would be beyond frustrated, right? And you'd start rethinking everything. And in fact, one of the things that keeps me grounded and keeps me still confident as to why things are going to go ahead is because of the money, and is because we have rearmed. We've added twice the military firepower that we had in the beginning, and we're at the closest we've possibly been. February 27th, no one knew that February 28th was going to be the war. But right now we know that it's about to happen at like any moment, unless something specifically comes in and stops it, which is the uranium getting out of the country. That's just not going to happen. So I just wish. What do you think, Armin? I just wish that, okay, they negotiated a few times. They're like, okay, no progress has been made, and eventually I realized that the Islamic Republic is just trying to drag me along by being like, oh no, we really promise, we're about to get it right now, and then nothing. What do you think? I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
Honestly, I just wish that they just completely wiped out the boom boom chart. I just think that they could have. I know for a fact that they could have killed more people from the chart. Wait, what was your plan? I'll tell you my plan again. But what was your plan again? Like, what did you wish they would do?
Like I would have preferred if they had never stopped the strikes and they would have
Mhm.
kept on going, filled out the bingo chart, hit everything. And if they want to negotiate at that time while they're hitting them, go for it. Negotiate all you want, but don't stop.
So yeah, yeah, exactly. Negotiate under. I mean, here's the thing: to argue against my own point, that I was making earlier. I think the military cost associated with taking a lot of these people out is very small, right? Like they could have. Rodon was walking outside. Like here's the thing: if it was me, I would take out Pezeshkian, Radon, Ghalibov, Arakshi, Eji, Salavati. I would take out everybody. Like I know, like Ghani is not right now in Iraq. Like I mean, unless he's our boy, why not take him out? I think like basically what I would do is within the first, within the first moment that they killed Khamenei, if I was in charge, I would be like, don't let any of these fuckers get away. Any of it. Here's what I would do. I would also bomb the entire parliament. I know many of the members of parliament were inside the parliament. I would have bombed the parliament. I would have bombed the state TV. I would have bombed the state TV. And Sadao Sima. I would basically go like I would rain hell upon anything I could. And again, these are not military sites. These are really soft targets that could have been easily taken out. I just would wipe them clean within the first few hours of the military operation.
I understand that the United States has its own priorities. I get that. But surely the reports and the briefings and the plans and the percentages of success would have leaned towards continuing the strikes and making them negotiate under duress. Like force them to come to the negotiating table, because if they don't, well, today's their last day to do that. They won't be with us any longer. I don't think of anything else that would possibly make you want to negotiate faster than that. But to stop for over a month and to let them rebuild whatever they want, like these guys have had their confidence back. They think, oh, if we just keep going to Pakistan, Pakistan's request is going to make Trump stop. If we bomb the UAE's nuclear facility, the UAE and Saudi and Qatar are going to go to the United States and be like, hey, maybe we should have a bit more talks. The more I reject the United States' proposals, the more we look, like, yes, we're holding out. We're holding out. Start with the boom booms again. Please, Mr. Trump, start with the boom booms again. Bring them back to the negotiating table by force against their own will. Destroy them, fragment them, and force them to make the deal that you want to make. We'll take it from there. But do not keep going like this. It only hurts the Iranian people, whom you did say you were here to help. And I believe that you're here to help. So let's see what happens.
Okay, let me read the super chats before we got some new questions. I wanted to. People are asking really good questions in the chat. So let's first do the super chats and then we go to the questions. First of all, Amy is saying Ali's homework: watch the movie Zoolander and practice the faces in the mirror. Okay, that's homework for you, Ali. Okay, write that down. Don't forget. And thank you, Amy. Thank you for the super chat. And okay, Amy is really funny. Gage in America is saying regime change needs to be done before midterms. Yeah, actually, we need to talk about how much the midterms is going to affect President Trump's ability to continue the military operations. Is that Ali? Do you like maybe for next time look into that? Would you be interested in? Yeah. Okay, sounds good. And thank you, Gajan. And Sarah saying, by the way, Sarah for somehow fixed the counter. The counter was at 0 for the super chats, and then when Sarah gave her super chat, it went to 9, and then it got stuck there again. Even though Lior's super chat is now the 10th super chat, it doesn't show 10, so it got stuck again. So Sarah, we went from 0 to 9, and now we're stuck at 9. Weird counter problems. I don't know why YouTube is glitching. Sarah saying, why has the USA allowed PRC planes, to Chinese planes, to deliver weapons from China? They had dominion over the skies. They could block the planes from entering Iranian airspace. The only way you could block the planes is to shoot them down. And I don't think the Americans are willing to shoot down Chinese planes. That's my understanding. What do you think, Amit?
Wait, me?
No, sorry. What do you think, Ali? I was reading Omit's. Sorry, I was reading Omit's name in the chat, and I said Omid instead of Ali. What do you think, Ali? Sorry, Omid.
Yeah, they would not shoot Chinese planes, but like you can't have a direct conflict between China and the United States for diplomatic reasons, but you can do the Cold War again.
No, yeah, but I mean, yeah, but that's like long term. I don't think China knows that United States is not like in a meaningful way going to be able to stop them from giving missile components and other equipments to the regime in Iran, and other than just asking them, right? Other than just be like, hey, stop.
The reports that I read weren't that the Chinese planes delivered weapon. I heard that they had trucks that went through Pakistan, and trucks are a lot harder to track down, like way harder to track down than planes. So that might be why they got weapons. There's also the Caspian Sea. They can get things from Russia too. There's not really like an effective way to stop that from happening, because from the air you can't see what's inside of trucks. You just know that it's coming from Pakistan into Iran, and the Pakistanis actually claim that it was aid.
Yeah, actually, you're right. Like, people think that, well, there's this way, there's that way, and usually it's a lot more complicated than people think. So they're going to be able to put, there's so many trucks that are going through that route. You don't know what's in what, right? And also through the Caspian Sea, drone components are getting to the Islamic Republic, and United States doesn't have that much of a presence in the Caspian Sea compared to the Persian Gulf. And guys, remember, every time we say the Caspian Sea is not a sea, it's a lake. So that means that it's not connected to open waters. It's not connected to the, any other, the maritime trade routes. That means none of the airstrike carrier groups or the amphibious groups will be able to get to the Caspian Sea. That means that Russia has a lot of access to the borders of Iran to be able to get the regime as much drone components as they need. And yeah.
Also, so Pakistan likes to play both sides, right? They like to tell the U.S. that yes, we're very pro U.S. and we can negotiate for you and all of this, but at the same time, they're letting these Chinese man-pads, which is the most devastating weapon that could be possibly put into Iran, because they can target the American jets. They're letting them, and they're bringing them into trucks into the Islamic Republic and other weapons. And then they're also letting the Islamic Republic park their warplanes inside Pakistani military bases so that they don't get hit by the United States. So I don't like that at all. I don't like that one bit. I get that Pakistan's not this, one unified entity. I get it. But man, that's too much. That's too much, way too much. And Lindsey Graham is actually very frustrated at the Pakistanis. So am I. Another thing is, what would it look like if the United States didn't hit the right truck and killed civilians? We found remnants of United States missiles, like fragments, at the school in Minab, and the international community is still not gotten over it. That's the last thing the United States is going to need.
I mean, they still the Minob incident is going to be weaponized against Trump. We like, guys, the Minob incident, we're going to be hearing about it for years, and they're going to bring it up and again, and they're going to use it against Trump. Even after he's out of office, they're going to use that against him and all the other people who were involved.
Why don't they bring that up for Obama, I wonder? Why don't they brought up the massive amount of people that got bombed under his, the civilians that got bombed under his reign?
Yeah, I wonder. And then we got our 10th super chat getting us to the finish line, even though YouTube is not counting it yet. I'm sure at some point it will come out of its glitchy thing. But Lior saying, Armin, eat your blueberries. Okay. All right, I will do that.
Look at chat today. They're telling me, they're like, button up your shirt. Armin, eat your blueberries.
Eat your boot. Brush your teeth. Okay. All right. Also, Sherry saying no super chats for Ali. Yeah, no super chats for Ali.
Not yet. Let's get to 1,000, and then I can do it.
No, I was gonna say it's because they don't love you as much.
Oh,
you give it away. No.
Well, I didn't consider that.
Okay. No, guys. So now that we here, so this is Ali's channel, YouTube channel, which is now you see it's live again, so it's functional again. Yay. And you guys need to go subscribe because Ali is not monetized. To get monetized, he needs 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, right? So his subscribers we're very close to 1,000. He's at 844. I'll put the link to his channel in the chat. The link to his channel is also in the description. How many watch hours are you at right now?
2.5 thousand. So I need another 1,500.
Okay, you're close. Okay.
So if you guys can open both streams or something, I don't know.
So that means that once he gets monetized, then he's able to get super chats. But now he doesn't get super chats. Let's look at some questions. Yeah, go on.
Do you know who Yashar Ali is? The guy who does like the war room. Like, have you seen that on Instagram?
No. Oh, wait. If I see his face, I might. Oh, is that the guy who teaches military operations inside Iran?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But he reported like 30 minutes ago, and I've been trying to find other confirmations, but he reported that air defense over Tehran was active. I haven't seen it anywhere else though. So I've been trying to find anyone to corroborate that.
In server doesn't like him. In server saying he's shit. Okay, let's respond to. Oh yeah, Lick, they're saying he's leftist.
Yeah, I don't really know. I don't watch anything he does, but I just saw, like, I gather a lot of intel in different ways, and so if there's a keyword like AA over Tehran, then I see it. So I don't know who like posts these. So I look at it and then I try to make sure if it's true or not, and then bring it here.
Okay, answer this question by Fine Arts.
Yeah, so I heard that, right? It was like people are saying that Trump gave them 3 days. Did he say specifically 3 days, or did he just say a little bit more time?
Let's read it first. So Fine Stars is saying Trump said he is giving them a few days, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. If they reach no deal and the strikes still don't happen, how long can we wait before calling out Trump? It's getting ridiculous.
It's a great question. How long can we wait until we call out Trump?
Well, let's get Texas. Texas in the chat. How do you answer this? Because Texas believes in Trump.
Also, guys, I don't follow Yashar Ali. I don't follow him. I'm just saying I gather ways. I gather intelligence in different ways.
Fine Stars is saying, I love how Armin has a new name for me every time. I'm okay. Okay, I'll try better. I'll try to get this, be more consistent.
Did you hear that the Islamic Republic's soccer team has gotten their visas in Turkey today?
Oh, they got their visas?
Apparently, yeah.
Okay.
Guys, it's the Islamic Republic's soccer team, football team, not Iran's soccer team.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm
So-
wondering how to answer that question. Did Texas? I would need to
So
see.
Texas say, I believe he will do what he says he will do. Okay. Okay, but Texas, I'd like to see a Trump, somebody who really believes in Trump. How would you respond to this? By what time, if we don't see any military operation by President Trump against the regime, by what time would you say, okay, I'm disappointed now?
Such a hard question. I'm thinking about it. I think instead of like giving you days or weeks, like a time like that, I would say when I see that the Iranian people are suffering to a point where it's too much. Like it's just not worth it.
Oh, Omid is saying 3 years. Wow, you have a lot of patience. So by the way, guys, I appreciate how in this chat we have people who are skeptical of Trump and people who are really supportive of Trump, and we're having a very civil discussion about it. Like, I think that's how it should be, right? Like, we could be like, well, I really believe in him, I have faith in him. Somebody's like, no, I'm skeptical, and we're not like attacking each other, and we're having like a genuine, like, friendly discussion about it. Yeah, Texas is saying, what I am trying to say is that it's not that I am a super fan of Trump. It's that I believe he says he will do what he says. Wait, he went up. Okay. It's that I believe he says he will do what he says he will do. Does that make sense? Yeah, I understand that, but I'm asking a separate question to that, right? So my understanding of your statement is that you're saying what he says he would do, he will do it, right? But hypothetically, what needs to happen for you to say, okay, he didn't do what he said he will do, hypothetically? So I'm asking a separate question from the statement that you're making. I don't know if that makes sense. If it makes sense, let me know. And Lior is saying, I support Trump, but it's getting annoying. Fine straws. Have been saying stars all this time. You know what? You're fine stars to me from LNK. Fine stars is saying, I'll give him 3 days. Okay, 3 days. Wow. 3 days. We went from Omid says 3 years. Fine stars is saying 3 days. What about you, Ellie?
How many days?
Now, how long? How long do you give? How long does it need to pass for with no military operations for you to be like, God damn it, man, what the hell?
I mean, I can still really much like Trump and say that because I think I'm already thinking that, like, God damn it, man, like, come on. But I want it to happen. I think it should have happened last week. But when the Iranian people start suffering even more, I'm gonna be like, it should have been done yesterday. Like, it should have already. We should not have gotten to this point.
That's actually a very good point, Ali, because to me, Trump and Netanyahu together will forever be the people who killed Ali Khamenei. Okay. So even if I get disappointed about what happens next, they already have done more than anyone else has ever done. And we should never forget that. Like, I think that we forget that the damage that has been done to the Islamic Republic is already above and beyond what we ever imagined. So I think we're allowed to get disappointed for why it's not more, but we also have to remember to be grateful for what has already happened. And I think we could do that at the same time. I think we could be disappointed for not having more of it, but also grateful for what has already happened. What do you think about that position?
I completely agree. That's exactly how I feel. In fact, guys, if you guys are American, it is very patriotic to criticize your country. It is. It is not patriotic to hate your country, but you should criticize it. Constructively, preferably.
Exactly. Oh, wait, did I read Amir's? Oh, we got 2 super chats. Amir saying, "Have you been in contact with ASAD? He mainly streaming games now, but as Iranian in Iran, maybe he have some information from within." You know what? I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about, because so think about it from this perspective. I mean, if I talk to some people, I don't know. I haven't been told if that's okay to share or not. And given how, uh, for security perspective, people who are in Iran, it's very a tense situation. So maybe I'm not sure what can I share regarding who from Iran I'm in touch with or not. Right? Does that make sense?
It does.
Oh, I'm saying okay.
It does.
No,
It's
and
not
Amir,
OPSEC.
Amir saying, Amir saying sorry. I didn't thought about the risk. Don't be sorry. I'd like these are not stuff people consider. Sorry, Ali, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No, it's just OPSEC. But yeah, don't be sorry, Amir. Guys, Amir has the best intent. Everyone here knows Amir. No one would think that. Like, don't apologize.
Yeah, don't apologize. Yeah. Oh.
Man, what else was with that? I think, what was it about, like, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Yeah. So did he specifically say 3 days, or did he just say like some more time?
I don't know exactly what he said.
Yeah, I don't either. I didn't hear 3 days personally, but if anyone in the chat did, I just know
I
that
think
he
people are.
said,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
I think he just said Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But I mean, he said that on what? He said that yesterday? Time flies. Was it yesterday or the day before? So I don't know. I still think if the strikes are to happen, then it would have been, it would be tomorrow because it's Friday.
Yeah, Texas, and so he was vague, and Texas saying this is why I'm saying I need his exact words. That's a good point. But and Fine Stars, which is now your name, is saying Murad Vaisi said he said specifically Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't think he was that specific. I think he was vague about it. And that Fine Stars, we need President Trump's exact quotes rather than Murad Vaisi, because then we are basically یک کلاغ چل کلاغش میکنیم. So it's basically a game of telephone. So we can't be like Vaisi said that Trump said. We need the direct quote from President Trump. Ali, you know یک کلاغ چل کلاغ? That's the game of telephone. You know how lost in, yeah. You know what I'm trying to say, right?
No. But yes.
No. Okay. So I'm just saying that if instead of if you don't hear a message directly from somebody, right? If there are people in between, that instead of saying Trump said this, instead of saying so
Oh,
and
lost in
so
translation.
said, yeah, it would be lost in translation. If you say so and so said that so and so said something, then you might not actually get the right message.
Yeah.
So it's like a game of telephone.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, he wouldn't say, he
Okay.
could say Friday, Saturday, Sunday. He could say next week, 2 weeks from now. Obviously, he would never say the actual time that he's going to do it. So, and he's done that before.
Can anyone get us the exact quote? Maybe anybody can, because I don't even know what to search for. What do I search for? Yek Trump, Chel Trump. Okay. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
tomorrow. I
Just,
really do
just
think tomorrow.
tomorrow, you think so?
I think tomorrow. I mean, it would make the most sense because he's lost his patience. The regime has, at this point, like over a dozen times, thrown him for a loop, and he's said specifically that he's lost his patience. We've seen drones scout out multiple cities in Iran over the past week. Admiral Cooper, Raisin Kane are in their headquarters. Planes are all ready, refueling. Everything's ready. Pete Hegseth says locked and loaded. The stock market closes tomorrow. The Pakistani army chief isn't going to Iran this weekend because if he was going to go today, he has to stay there for like at least 48 hours, right? So,
right. People saying Friday or Saturday. So this is apparently Amusina June is saying this is apparently what he said. I'm saying 2 or 3 days, maybe Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Something may be early this week, he said. A limited period of time. Okay, but what a limited period of time? What? Like, what was the question? Oh, here, Find Stars is saying, well, I mean, I'm saying 2 or 3 days, maybe Friday, Saturday, Sunday, something maybe early next week, a limited period of time because we can't let them have a nuclear weapon. Again, so this is vague. So a limited period of time, what? A limited period of time, and then we'll go fuck them up? Yeah, and Texas saying he's intentionally vague. Like, he doesn't specify what's going to happen after this limited period of time, does he? Yeah, people found it again.
He kind of did. He's actually more clear about what's going to happen if the regime doesn't accept the terms than when it's going to happen. When if we have to hit them hard, yeah, deliver a big hit. Like he says stuff like that. So I believe him on that point. And
Yeah,
Netanyahu isn't gonna just sit on the sidelines. He's gonna try and convince Trump, like constantly.
so here, let's respond to this. And thank you, Wyatt, for your super chat. We're way above 10 super chats, and YouTube's counter is still stuck at 9. So annoying. Wyatt is saying this is reminding me of the American Revolution. France promised to help. The Yankees were going, where are the French? For 8.5 years. Then, when America started winning, France started helping.
I didn't know that. Like being born and raised in America and being taught American history, they're like, so yeah, the French just helped us and they were really kind. And that's it. That's all they teach you in American history about the revolution. They don't say that it took like 8.5 years or for Thomas Jefferson or whatever to go to France and like beg.
I mean, to be fair though, you don't want to invest on something that might lose. They had to see if they were actually capable of winning to make it a good investment. right?
You know what my mom texted me?
What?
She said, because Monday is holiday and market is closed, so this weekend. So she's watching. It's a good point,
Wow,
Mom.
your
Thank you.
mom. Let's go, Mom. Good job.
Oh, wait, Memorial Day.
Good observation. Hi, Ali's mom. Guys, everybody in the chat say hi to Ali's mom. Look at this. Lior beats me to it. Hi, Mom.
Mhm.
Look at this. Maman gof mizan and pass.
You guys are just agreeing with her because she's my mom.
What's wrong with that?
I don't know. Give me a reason.
Maman for the win. Oh, look at this. People are saying hi, Mom. Hi, Ali's mom. Oh, look at this. Lior is saying you raised a wonderful son. Aw.
Aw,
Hi, Mom. Hi, Ali's mom.
it's very
Hello,
true.
Mom. Yes, true.
She did her best.
Oh, look at this. So much love for your mom in the chat. Yes, Cyrus is saying because moms can't be disagreed with. Yeah. Oh, so wholesome in the chat.
Oh, so when they voted for limiting the War Powers Act in Congress, in the House, the GOP leaders, so the House leaders, actually canceled the vote instead of actually voting on it.
Mm.
Huh. Yeah, so they're saying they pulled the vote. Wow. Interesting. So maybe that thinks that suggests that they thought they were going to lose, so they canceled it.
Yeah, they didn't think they have the votes, so they canceled it so not to make it an embarrassment.
Man.
Okay, can you respond to this?
Armin,
we got
Patty,
a super
and Goldie.
chat.
Yeah, Mr. Ed 57. Thank you for the super chat. Nice bike. Armin, Ali, and Goldie, stop propping up Lindsey Graham. Americans hate him. His way of thinking is a full-blown invasion of Iran. He's hanging around because he's in trouble for his 2026 election. So I actually have heard that he's in trouble for his election, that he has some problems getting votes and stuff, or at least he's not super confident about them. But here's what I'm going to say to you, Mr. Ed. I understand whatever like domestic sort of, grievances you might have with the senator. But for Iranians who have not had anyone step up for them ever, whoever steps us for us in a position of power, whoever goes on a stage in Germany in front of 250,000 people and lifts the Lion and Sun flag and tells us that help is on its way, we are going to love. And we can actually love him and criticize him at the same time. But if you want to hate him, you can also hate him while acknowledging that he can do good for the Iranian people.
Also, when did he think when did he advocate for a full-blown invasion? I've never seen that. And honestly, at this point, the Iranian people would be in favor of many Iranian people would be in favor of that, given that the regime hasn't fallen yet. Like, first of all, I haven't seen him advocate for a full-blown invasion, number one. And two, if you're telling Iranian people, if you're trying to get the Iranian people to hate Lindsey Graham, telling them that he's advocating for a full-blown invasion will do the opposite. Because then the Iranian people are like, okay, yes, please. Thank you very much. Like, yes, please. Like, given that nothing else has so far brought down the regime, can we try that now? So that would have the opposite effect on some Iranians. So like, really, really, he's asking for a full blown inflation. How can we make him the president then?
Yeah. Also, I think Ed is talking about how he thinks that Lindsey Graham thinks that way.
Oh.
Probably because of maybe he said some things during the Iraq invasion time. I don't know. I don't know that. But he actually, yeah. So Armin's right. He didn't say anything about that. He's actually saying more about the Iranian people than anyone else has for a long time, for decades. You know, we're propping him up because we are Iranian, freedom-loving representatives of the Iranian people. We represent their voice.
So guys, remember, like, you have to understand that let's hypothetically say what you're saying is true, right? You as an American, we the expectation for you as a patriot, like with the way, is to be America first, right? And but for Iranians, you also have to appreciate that they have to be Iranian first, right? And that means that we have a lot of alignment, but that doesn't mean we have perfect alignment, right? So I want you, like, so if you think that Lindsey Graham is bad for America, I want you to put yourself in the position of Iranians, and like Ali said, and understand that from an Iranian perspective, they are in chain, and they need help from outside to break these chains. And from an Iranian perspective, thinking Iran first, anybody from the outside more aggressive in providing that help is appreciated, regardless of what the internal politics in United States is, right? And I'm pretty sure if you were Iranian and your mindset was Iranian first, you would be appreciating Lindsey Graham more than most politicians in the United States. And it's okay for us to have that misalignment. It's okay. Like, that doesn't make us against each other, right? In fact, that's what we should expect from each other. As American patriots, we should expect you to be America first. But as Iranian patriots, you should expect us to be Iran first, and then try to see where the alignments in our goals are and cooperate on those with each other, without expecting us to go full, without us expecting Americans to think Iran first, and without Americans to expect Iranians to be thinking America first. I don't know if that makes sense, right? This is why what I say to Israelis who don't like Prime Minister Netanyahu, and I try to tell them that you have to understand, from the perspective of Iranians, you should, even if you think Prime Minister Netanyahu is bad, and some of them do, from an Iranian perspective, nobody came to our help like Prime Minister Netanyahu did. And that's your internal politics, and it's completely okay. Like, and we understand that you have that, but we're looking at it from our perspective.
In fact, we want that ability. We want the ability to say stuff like you're saying.
But it is interesting information to have, to see. Like, by the way, I'm not saying don't share that information, obviously, with us, because it's also helpful for us to understand how, different Americans think. We need that knowledge, we need that information, obviously. So thank you for sharing that perspective. Okay, I got the super chat, and then we got a new member. Sensita just became a member. Thank you. And
Thank
Ali,
you.
you'll soon have your own channel members once you get monetized.
Whoa.
And then we
It's
have
actually
Roman
pretty cool.
Viking. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, you're gonna have your own member base, membership base. Yeah. Roman Viking saying, how much food is locally produced in Iran and how much is imported? Could Iranians use commodities, etc., to alternate currencies against inflation? So I don't have the exact percentages, but I could look for it. I do know this though. I do know that the mullahs' obsession with self-reliance to get a higher percentage of Iran's food to be produced locally fucked the economy, and also is a huge reason behind the water crisis that we're in, right? Because the mullah's obsession with making the food becoming self-reliant and growing the food locally, the Iranian diet includes a lot of food that consumes the most water. The most water. But Iran is fit is fit for farming food that is very expensive to foreigners, that is not part of the diet of Iranian food, that if we grew those instead, we could have sold them for a very high price and then bought a lot of the food that the Iranians eat in their diet and also had a lot of profit extra instead of growing it locally. And also, it would have avoided a water crisis if we have done that. Yeah, see, Omid in the chat saying, well said, Armin. Those idiot mullahs are so low IQ. Yeah, because they think like, oh, they're isolationists. They're like, we need to be self-reliant, reliant. And that fucked us really bad. And then let me see the rest of the thing. Could Iranians use commodities, etc., so as alternative currencies against inflation? So obviously, commodities are not that mobile, right? That it's not like they're not a very efficient way to replace the real. But I mean, people are using iPhones to buy and sell. So iPhones have turned into a currency in Iran, which is weird. But I think the best alternative to real is the US dollars. Like why? Like this is why I think that if we keep going down this path of the drop in hyperinflation in Iran, at some point Iran's economy will be dollarized, and Iranian people are just going to buy and sell things in US dollars. I mean, they already do that right now when it comes to high priced items, right? And so we have three categories of items. The cheapest stuff are still being bought and sold in reals or 2 months. The most expensive things, you can't, like cars, for example, or homes, people are buying and selling them in the USD now because the real is going up and down so much, from the morning till night. The valuation is fluctuating so much that you cannot rely on it to buy more expensive things. So they have to buy and sell those things in USD. And then there's this mid category items that sometimes people buy and sell them with iPhones. You heard about this, Ellie, right?
Yeah. iPhone is a currency. Also, if you own a car, your car is now appreciated like 300% instead of depreciating everywhere else in the world.
Guys, this is not, we kid you not, like people are showing up to their dentist, and to pay for their dentist visit, they put a iPhone. They give the dentist an iPhone, and the secretary of the dentist makes a call, and like, I have this iPhone model, what is the current pricing right now for it? And they evaluate the price, and they give the rest of it, they calculate the difference. And people are using, like, people go to buy stuff with like iPhones, like here's one iPhone, two iPhones, like, okay. It's weird.
In fact, you should, here, I'm going to show this, and no, I'm not. Remove that. Okay. Look at this. So, guys, this is motor oil, okay? And Armin, could you read this for people down here?
Wait, hold on. Let me make my
Oh
screen
wait, sorry,
bigger
let me
because
make
it's
this
so.
bigger.
Yeah, thank you. از قیمت ها حس بگیرید. این روغن موتور رو اول دی 404 خریدم. اول دی 404 خریدم 1 تومن. بعد از آتش بس خریدم 2700 تومن. قیمت امروز
And then
5
yeah,
5
and then over here.
Yes. So 1 تومن یعنی 1 میلیون درسته؟
آره 1 میلیون.
Okay. So guys, he's saying like, let me show you how fast prices are increasing in Iran. He says, I got this motor oil early January 2026 for 1 million tumens. After the ceasefire, it got to 2.7 million. Go lower. So from before the ceasefire was 1 million. After the ceasefire, it was 2.7 million. And today is almost 6 million, like just a little bit under 6 million. For just 4 liters of motor oil. So we went basically 6 times the price of early January. What? Are you kidding me?
I like Amir's comment.
Nokias.
This will cost you 7 Nokias, please.
So the price increased 6 times, like over 600% in 5 months.
Yeah. Guys, this is not food. Food is even higher inflation.
Yeah, there's no way to live like this. Like, how the fuck are you gonna live like this?
That's what I'm saying, is like, how much savings do people have? When does it run out? That's when you're going to start seeing more unrest and people will start coming back out. And that's like, there's no way that the United States has that information. So this is like a very, like, we're past the time that we should have acted.
This is why when you say, Roman Viking, when you say how much food is locally produced, the problem is that even if it's locally produced, the prices are so high that people can't, like a lot of people can't afford it, even if it is locally produced. And also, even if a higher percentage of it is locally produced, a lot of the farmers can't get the water they need. They can't get the fuel that they need. They can't pay for the they can't feed their cows or their chickens. They don't have the fertilizers to be able to get enough food to feed the farm animals. They don't have enough antibiotics. They don't have any, like even locally, even if it's a high percentage of the food is produced locally, there's less of it and at a higher price.
Also, it's not really like the problem of how much food is produced. It's the affordability of it.
Yeah, it's the affordability of it. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you go to Iran, if you look at the storefronts, they're all filled with food. It's just at a much higher price, and that's why so many less people have access to it.
Kat Miyaski has been trying to reach us for like 15 minutes, and they are saying that I saw an American fighter jet departing the United Arab Emirates right now. So is that on flight radar? Because I know sometimes there's a lot of like glitches on that. But I mean, oof. Maybe they heard us complain today. Or rather me. There is one more thing I wanted to show you guys, which is not related to Iran, but it is pretty important when it comes to America and Europe. Let's go here.
Poland or maybe some other countries on the eastern.
All right, so President Donald Trump has said, zoom in here, based on the successful election of the now president of Poland, Karol Nawrocki, who I was proud to endorse, and our relationship with him, I am pleased to announce that the United States will be sending an additional 5,000 troops to Poland. These could be, I mean, they did remove 5,000 troops from Germany, and now we're seeing 5,000 troops go to Poland. So new alliances are being forged.
Am I frozen? I think I'm frozen.
Oh, yeah, it's yeah, you're pretty much frozen.
Okay, I'm gonna be back here.
Okay.
There we go. I'm unfrozen now. Okay, let me now read this again. Based on successful election of now president of Poland, who was proud to endorse our relationship with him, I am pleased to announce the United States will send. Oh, okay, good. So this is good for Ukraine, by the way.
Yeah.
You know, there are other ways to support Ukraine beyond NATO. So this is good. I support this. Why am I glitching? I need to upgrade my computer or like clean this computer. Don't know what's happening.
We got a super chat from Sarah. I saw Adi yawn, so it will be tonight. Murphy's Law. Always happens when you're already so tired and half the live stream. Yeah, so after this ends, then I go live again in an hour and a half. And then I'm assuming when I'm done with that, it'll start. Although it's already like 3 a.m. over there.
Yeah, it's going to happen exactly when you fall asleep.
I hope Kat's right. I hope that was a jet headed straight from the UAE to Iran. It's 3 a.m. But hey, tomorrow. I think tomorrow.
Should we do another? Do you want to do another
poll?
You know, poll? Yeah.
Yeah.
Run
How
a
do I
poll.
make one?
You go to widget.
Okay. Oh, there it is.
And then do start a poll. Yeah. What are the options you're going to add? So, guys, participate in the poll.
All right. So we're going to have within 24 hours. Option 2, within this weekend. Actually, let's go with 48 hours. Add option within this weekend. And lastly, next weekend. Right. Start and show.
Okay, so guys, put a 1 in the chat if you want to do. If it's within 24 hours, put a 2 in the chat. Within 48 hours, 3 within this weekend, and 4 next weekend. Okay.
Oh yeah, should we make a new boom boom list, by the way? Like, should we add Ahmadinejad to that? Because Cyrus is suggesting that, and I think maybe that's a good suggestion.
Well, he is, or Ahmadinejad is already on the boom boom bingo card. He is, yeah, for sure. You haven't seen him?
I don't think so.
You know what we should do? We should do a poll after this, asking people who they want to be taken out in the next wave. Like, who do they look forward to seeing being killed by the Israelis more in the next round of military operations?
Well, I feel like we get in trouble for that because that's technically like, it's like
Do we
death.
get, no? Okay. Well, is it okay? No, I mean it's not like we're doing the killing, and then also these are the terrorists. Okay, let's word it like this. Okay, who do you prefer?
Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite within the Islamic Republic?
No, who do you hate the most? Who do you hate the most?
Yeah, who do you hate the most?
Who do you hate the most with the understanding that one of these days they might be taken out by the Israelis or the Americans? But we're not suggesting anything. Would we get in trouble for that though?
I feel like if we were to get trouble for something, it would be that people they would argue, be like, yeah, these people are betting on the deaths of like
Of
people.
terrorists? Wait, I'm trying to pay for something so I could give you guys some really awesome intelligence information that you don't get anywhere else. How is the vote looking right now? So yeah, let's do this vote so that after that, we could do the vote for who do you want? Who do you want to
right,
be?
so-
How about this? Who do you want to be loved? Who are you looking forward for the love tap, for the President Trump love tap? Okay,
Love tap.
love tap by
So-
Trump.
Even though Sadato Hosoda has voted a 1 with a super chat, thank you very much, Sadato.
Oh,
Always appreciate
thank you. Wow.
Only 15% of you have voted for within 24 hours. The vast majority of you, 58%, have voted within 48 hours, and 18% within this weekend, and 9% of you think that it will happen next weekend. So it seems like people think it's about to happen. It's
48
91
hours.
91% of you think it's going to happen in the next few days.
Whew.
How many options we have for the next poll? We have to put like, how many options can we put?
Four options. So you have to
Hmm.
pick. You want to bring do you have the boom boom sheet? You want to bring it up? I could send
Yeah.
you a link.
Let me try and
I
find
could
it.
send you a link. Could send you a link so that you could. So yeah, before you create a poll, here I'll put it in the private chat. The link for it, right? Before
Okay.
you put in the poll, like communicate with the chat to see which 4 we have to pick. And just see who will people choose, and then we will vote for the
Oh, I found it. Okay,
the
cool.
final 4.
All right.
Okay, let me actually, but before we do that, we should also read Wyatt's super chat. Thank you, Wyatt, saying we need a plan B. What can we do by ourselves alone? Once the world sees the Iranian can win against the Islamic Republic and free one town, more help will come. Okay, I have bad news for you. Like, you're gonna hate me for saying this. I don't think that we're capable of freeing one town. I don't think we're in a position right now to be able to free one town, because if you free one town without actually American and Israeli air support, then the Islamic Republic will just rain hell upon that town. So by ourselves, we're not in a position to liberate one city. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, the forces right now are too strong, and they would just level the town with artillery if they can't send troops in there. In fact, I think they would really like to do that. They would just send so many drones and missiles into that town, because that's like their PR move. Like, this is where the Zionists and traitors have gathered, and we can take them all out here. And then the people would be so demoralized after that as well. All right.
Yeah.
So our new poll is, who should get the first love tap? All right. I think we should put Vahidi there as an option.
Oh.
Let's see. Mojtaba. Vahidi, Mojtaba. Should we put Ghalibaf there? I feel like maybe Ghalibaf, Pezeshkian should be the 4. Who else could it possibly be? I want to put Ahmadinejad there so bad. Ejei. Yeah, true. Actually, yes. Yes, Amusina Jun, you are right. Ejei definitely deserves a spot. No questions asked. Ooh. Okay, so should we put Arakchi over Ghalibaf and Pezeshkian? You know what?
Radan.
Let's
People
take
are
off
saying put
Mojtaba.
Radan.
Yeah, let's take off Mojtaba and put it Radan. Because Mojtaba is
Wait,
already half dead.
No, but people want. I think. People probably want to see.
He did kind of already get a love tap. You know what I mean? I'm going to put 4 people. So we have Vahidi, Radan, Ejei, and should it be Arakchi, Mojtaba, or Pezeshkian? What do you think?
Let's see people. Let's see what people say. Wait, tell me who you have right now.
So we have Vahidi, Radan, and Ejei.
Vahidi, Radan, and Ejei. Those are the 3 that you have. And you want for the 4th position, you want who are you considering?
It's in between Arakchi, Pezeshkian, and Mojtaba.
I think it should be Mujtaba, guys. No, I mean I know he's kind of half dead, but he's still killing the supreme leader will demotivate the regime supporters. Like imagine after only 3 months, the supreme leader dies again. Wouldn't that be a huge embarrassment to pro-regime people?
So, guys, we got the judge. The judge is Ejei.
Yeah, the judge is there. You know what? Here, let's actually share the. We should share the here. Share so people could choose which one. Let's bring this up. So let's end the previous poll. Okay. So guys, we have Vahidi is on our list as our favorite to get the love tap from President Trump. He obviously has to be there. He's the head of IRGC. Ejei is there because he's the main judge who's executing right now the Iranian people. And he's the number 1 favorite by many Iranian people to get the love tap from President Trump. And guys, we call it the love tap because President Trump recently used that word, right? What was the 3rd one that you had already?
Radan.
Radan has to be on the list because he's now the number 1 person in charge for suppressing the Iranian people and killing protesters, and he has years of killing Iranian people in his record in the streets. He's the commander in charge of killing Iranian people, so he's the head of massacre right now. So he has to be on the list. So now for the 4th person, we're basically choosing between Mujtaba. Obviously, Pezeshkian shouldn't be on the list. Pezeshkian is irrelevant, right? Honestly, I also think Arakchi is also irrelevant. So because Arakchi is just a puppet of Vahidi right now, right? So I think we should just go with Mujtaba for the Mujtaba Khamenei for the 4th option. Okay. Yeah, so let's do Mujtaba. Somebody's saying, can we add Tucker? Okay.
All right. This will be interesting to see.
Easier. Okay, so let's vote for. Okay, bring it up. Oh, okay, here. Let's vote. Guys, put 1 for Wahidi as your number 1 favorite, looking forward for the love tap from President Trump and from BB June. Number 2 for Rodon. Number 3 for Ejei. And number 4 for Mushtaba. So Wahidi is the head of IRGC, the main person in charge right now within the Islamic Republic, number 1 powerful person within the Islamic Republic. Rodon is the main killer of the Iranian people in the streets. He's the number 1 person responsible for massacring and killing the Iranian people in the streets when they come out to protest. Ejei is the person that is executing the Iranian people, hanging them slowly to death, political prisoners. Every time you hear an execution, it's Ejei. Ejei is giving that order. And Mujtaba is the supreme leader, is basically the figure where pro-regime people have their hopes and dreams, all their the idea that the Islamic Republic is still alive is because Mujtaba is alive. Okay, and they're all good choices. They're all like, I could make arguments for each and every single one of them for why this should be number 1.
Who would you pick, Armin?
Wait, before I say what I said, Texas is saying supreme leader in name only. To be fair, we're not killing him because he is relevant. If we kill Mujtaba, is to demoralize and demotivate pro-regime people. So even though he's supreme leader in name only, he's not supreme leader in name only to regime supporters. So we're not. If we kill Mujtaba, we wouldn't kill him for him. We would kill him for the damage and humiliation of the regime and the soft power loss of the pro-regime people, right? So who would I pick? I would pick Wahidi.
Yeah, I would pick Vahidi too. I think all the other ones can afford or can't afford to just like they'll come out. You can get them, but Vahidi's too careful. I want him taken out. Someone who's managed to rally the regime like that and assume control and behind the shadows and not show his face while doing it. He's in it for the long game. I want him gone.
Yeah. Wahidi.
Okay, so there is a confirmation of an F-16 Fighting Falcon that Kat Miowski was reporting of the U.S. Air Force over the UAE.
Wow.
That was 36 minutes ago, and no information since.
Hey, look at this. What the fact that AJ got 52%. It's interesting. That shows a lot of love for the I don't know. It's interesting because I would think Iranians would mostly vote AJ. Is it Ali? Aren't you surprised? Because I thought, is the live chat just? Are you guys just mostly Iranians? Yeah, he's killing our babies. Yeah, he is. We are Iranians. Yeah, we have like I guess half of us are Iranian in the chat.
Wow. I wonder. Yeah, I mean, dang, we can't do a poll for that. Oh, polls are fun. We could just do like polls for an hour and learn about you guys.
No, like BT saying you trained us well. Okay, yes, you're right. You're honorary Iranians. That's why you're voting like an Iranian, because you're all honorary Iranians. Okay, I'm sorry. Now I'm making it seem like you're not a real Iranian if you don't vote number 3. I didn't vote 3. I voted 1, so I'm not saying that.
Everyone here is if you guys are a watcher of this show, you are a honorary Iranian, so you should vote.
Yes. Yeah. You should all vote. You should all vote. Yes.
I have something for you that I think you're gonna find funny. I'm gonna show you this.
Yeah, guys, vote. Like, oh, Texas saying maybe Americans shouldn't have voted. No, we want to hear your opinion.
No.
And there's no wrong answer. They're all good to love tap. Sorry, YouTube, to love tap. Oh yeah, what the hell? Wait, hold on. Let me finish the poll because we want to see this. Okay, so we already got our votes. So we got Vahidi with 27%, Rodon with 17%, Ejei with 52%, majority people vote for Ejei, and Mushtaba only 4%. Only 4%. Interesting. Okay. All right, let's stop the poll. Wait, and hide the poll. Okay. What is this?
This is a member of parliament in the
Hmm.
Islamic Republic, and his name is Fado Hossein Maliki. You know, he's got a viewpoint, and he says anything is possible when they asked him about whether the United States would violate the ceasefire. And on the other side, his other viewpoint is that honestly, even Iran could break the ceasefire if it comes to it. So he sees all sides, literally.
Yeah. I see what you did there. Oh my god, Ali. Oh my god. Okay. That's oh my god.
I don't know.
Oh,
if
by the way, when we were voting for who to do a love tap, Sarah gave us a super chat saying it's like fantasy football, but fantasy Durka. Yeah, fantasy. Yeah, that's actually good. That's actually a good name for it. We're gonna call it Fantasy Durka. And oh, look at this. Lord is celebrating his 24-month membership, saying, I hate Ramadan. He also assisted the Assad regime. True. And yeah, I hate him too. And it's really good that you know that. And look at this.
Shin.
Islam Durka something. Subscribe to Ali's channel.
Oh yes.
Go
Yes, please subscribe.
Isla Durka something. I love that picture.
Yeah, it's
okay.
a really
Wait,
funny
how many subscribers you have now?
855. We need
55.
150, and then we're there.
We're there. Okay. All right, you were saying, Ali? Sorry, I
no, I was just saying that's a funny picture.
No, you were saying something else.
Maybe I'll remember. But you guys at one point should go back and gather the best clips from Iran Revolution Live and make like a compilation of that. I think people would really enjoy seeing that. It'd be like, imagining it would be like an hour long, just like best clips. Oh, someone's watching on Twitch. Huh. I wish we could put a poll for where you guys are from, but we only have 4 options. Oh, actually, could you guys just say the country? Like, where are you guys from? Kind of curious. Let's see how many like things I see. America.
I was gonna get this really cool new tool to show you guys like all the intelligence that we're getting from the Middle East, like a new data dashboard. and I just paid for it. But now when I try to log in, it says that no active account subscription. And I'm trying to get the hell, like, I was going to show you this live on air, but now I'm instead contacting customer service. And like, what the hell? I just paid for this.
No better way to end your day.
You know.
Wow, most people are from the US. There's some like Australia, Canada, Israel, Texas, Belgium, Sweden. Yeah, most people are from the US, and they still voted for Edgy.
Interesting. Wow, you guys see eye to eye with most Iranian people. Even I didn't vote for Edgy, and you guys did.
Just go to Iran and be like, F Edgy. That's it. You'll get invited to like everyone's dinner, like their home to have dinner for free. Everyone's gonna take good care of you. Be like, I'm from America, and and that's it. That's it. You're good.
Yeah. Okay. Any new updates, or are we good for today?
No. President Trump will be going to New Jersey this weekend, but he's gonna have some executive time tomorrow. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't expect anything in his schedule to give things away because that's just public information. But yes, guys, I still think tomorrow is the day. Tomorrow is the day. It just wouldn't make sense to me. Like the political cost and I mean the money cost and everything is just too much. Yeah. I mean, if you had to like pick a time, like a time frame, what would you pick?
Honestly, I have no idea anymore. I don't
Yeah, I
think
know what
that.
you mean.
Yeah. Oh, somebody's saying, what's Ali's channel name? It's called Ali Samani. And the handle is Ali Samani F. Yeah, let's put it in the screen.
I can copy and paste it.
There.
Boom.
All right. So I guess we covered everything, right?
Yep. That was everything. Oh, one last thing. That you guys feel good while we end this. All right. Share this. Share screen. All right. So in the city of Seattle in the United States of America, in the state of Washington, which is the top left, there was an Islamic Republic flag for the upcoming FIFA games, and someone decided to fix that. You can see them. This absolute artist. What an artist. That's doing some great work right there. I would hire him.
Nice.
Yeah, now don't get any ideas, guys. Definitely don't get any ideas.
Apparently, Seattle has repaired the Iranian flag. I mean, repaired from their perspective to the Ayatollah regimes. Again, back to that again. They keep coming and fixing it. And the Iranian people keep coming back and changing it to the lion and sun flag. And the Seattle, I don't know, the people in charge of Seattle, they keep coming and changing it black, like back to the Dorka version. So it's like this is just keeps happening, like over and over again. So it's weird.
that city has so much graffiti and trash, and they're deciding to like fix this.
Yeah, but they're putting resources on that. That's actually a good point.
God. Yeah, there's actually another case of an artist doing something like that, but I don't think I can show that on YouTube, so I'm just going to send it to you privately. But yeah, later. Man, keep sharing all these stuff, Susan Rose says. Yes, ma'am.
We will. We will. Ali has a good eye for finding these things. Yeah. All right, guys.
Oh,
That's it for us.
sorry.
What?
So I hate this guy. Okay, you hate him too. His name is Omi Donna. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He just got a report. 2:48 a.m. Iran time. So this was 4 minutes ago. Reported 4 minutes ago. Sound of 3 consecutive explosions coming from Sari, which is also the Strait of Hormuz. Maybe it was that F-16. See, we're about to end the stream, and then they're gonna start.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. That. By the way, that guy has a history of sexual insults against Nur Pahlavi. The most vile, disgusting sexual insults against Nur Pahlavi. But yeah. By the way, if you decide to stream, if something happens, Ali, and if you decide to stream, stream on Liberty Politics as well. Okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Oh wow. Okay. Okay.
Yes, boss. Yes, general.
No.
By the way, I'm the
that's-
first commander of Armin's army.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, guys. So come back here if you see anything happens. If I'm not here, Ali will be here. Hopefully, I will be able to jump on too, but we'll see. Okay. So hopefully, I won't pass. If I'm not passed out, I will join you as well. But if here's the thing. When I sleep, then it's really difficult for me to, I can't stay awake for a good amount of time. But when I sleep, it's just like I'm out until I wake up. Yes.
Yeah.
And for some reason,
like
the counter is glitchy, but I like it glitching this way because it says 16 out of 10 super chat. It doesn't usually do that. When it usually goes to 10 super chats, it stops. But I like this glitch because it shows that we went way above our goal today. So thank you guys for that. Yeah. All right, guys. Oh yes, guys, turn the bell notification on so you see when Ali goes live, you see on both channels. Make sure you have the notifications turned on. Oh, and speaking of super chats, we got another super chat from Lord saying, Bedru Dustan, I am a Farangi. What? Yes? Oh, did I read that? Firangi. Yes, incredibly bad at this. No, you're wait. Firangi. Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. Thank you.
He's one of us.
By the way, yes, you're one of us. How did I say? Oh, I keep getting this wrong. I don't know why I keep getting this wrong.
Slava Ukrainia.
Ukrainia?
Like like Lake Urumie.
Really? It's like Urumie?
Yeah, say Ukrainia.
Ukrainia? Is that how we say it? Like Urumie? Okay.
Or you can say Ukraini.
No, Ukrainia is better because now I could say it like Urumie.
Yeah, like that'll be easier for you to say, and then you just know.
Yeah. Oh my God. Thank you. Nobody has ever explained it to me like that. So Ukrainia, like Urumie.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I know. Ukrainia, like Urumia. Okay. All right, guys. So here we go. I'm Israel Chai. Slava Ukrainia. Long live America.
Long live America.
Javid Shah. Payende Iran.
Payende Iran.
See you guys soon.